has your teenage son's communication style transitioned from English to grunts and shoulder shrugging? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families to live happier lives. By the way, if you or someone you care for could really benefit from talking to a family therapist, please contact us at Teen Therapy Center. Our information is down below. Now, let's jump into today's parent-submitted question here on Tips on Teens. My 14-year-old son used to talk to me all the time. I used to feel really close to him. Now, when I get home from work and try to engage him in conversation, I get a lot of grunts and no eye contact. When I do get an answer, it's usually one word. If I'm lucky, sometimes I get an I don't care. Is this normal for teens to just stop talking to their parents? The short answer is yes. I'm not condoning it. Now the question really is it a problem? So let's figure out how much of this is a problem or just normal teen development. If your teenager is still engaged with school activities, their approach to school, their motivation for school hasn't changed. They have friends. They get along with teachers and coaches. If it's just kind of at home, it may just be typical teenage, That's the technical term. That's the scientific term, right? Most teenagers go through it. It's part of pushing and pulling away from their parents. Here's one possible reason. It's not the only reason, but it's a very common reason. So at 14, he's connecting more and more with his sexuality, sexual identity, sexual thoughts, sexual feelings. All these are really present in his mind right now, whether he's acknowledging them consciously or not. And when he does that, starts recognizing himself as a sexual being, it's really uncomfortable for his parents to see him as that. And his unconscious is, if I see myself this way, everyone else sees me this way. If my parents see me this way, that is really icky and gross, and I don't want that. Because if my parents see me this way and they can see what my thoughts are, then I have to have some awareness that my parents may be sexual beings, and this is very uncomfortable. This may be a possible reason why. If that's the case, it's a pretty typical normal thing. It will not last forever, but you're going to have to ride it out. You're not going to force him to stop grunting and shrugging his shoulders. Now, however, if other things are sliding, if his schoolwork is not what it used to be, if he's pulling away from friends, activities, his creativity is not there, maybe something else is going on. Whether it was a traumatic event you don't know about, or it's just a slow spiral down to anxiety or depression or other maladaptive issues that are going on. It could be 1,000 things. I don't know. But keep offering, keep being there for him. It's not whether he accepts your offers. It's more important that you continue offering. For example, this is an example I use a lot. If you're making lunch and you go by his room and you offer to make him a sandwich and all he does is, and he doesn't want one, that's okay. The important thing is that you offered. Eventually, he may go, okay, can I have one with mustard? And you say, sure. And that's him eventually accepting you back in. Again, you can't control what he does. You can only control what you do. Take the high road, be the parent you know you are, and don't measure your value as a parent or a human based on what your 14-year-old, how he is reacting. Because you can't control that, and his reactions are going to be illogical. It's part of the development of a teenage brain. It's not fully developed. He's not an adult. Be patient and continue having compassion and empathy for him, and he'll eventually come around, and you'll have a well-adjusted, warm, friendly teenage or possibly adult. Anyways, that's our question for today. Thank you so much for your questions. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit organization Child and Teen Counseling. If you'd like me to answer your questions here on Tips on Teens every Wednesday at noon, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapiecenter.com. therapycenter.com or direct message us right here on social media. We love your questions. Every Wednesday at noon on Facebook Live, we answer these questions, so keep them coming. Thank you so much. Again, Kent Toussaint, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.